Hello and welcome to episode 20 of Pastor Billy Joe Hillbilly's Tidbits. I spend probably too much time on YouTube watching videos. And recently I don't know that I've watched all of these, but I at least saw that there were videos that had been posted that talked about Chris Pratt and Ellen Page and some issues that she had. She thought that or had expressed that Chris Pratt went to a church that was anti-LGBTQWR, whatever the letters are, and I apologize. Honestly, I'm not trying to be hateful or mean or hurt someone's feelings, I swear. I absolutely promise I'm not. But how many letters do we need? I mean, honestly, I don't even know what they all stand for. And I'm not trying to be mean or hurt anyone's feelings. I swear it. But please, I thought it was basically, if you were a guy, you might feel like a guy and want to be in romantic relations with guys, or you're a guy and you feel like a guy and you want to be in romantic relations with women, or you're a guy and you want to be a woman and you want to be with guys, or you're a guy and you want to be a woman and you want to be with girls. So there's like 4, I guess, possibilities there. Do we need an initial for all of them? I mean, Lord have mercy. That's just the dudes. Now we have to cover the women, and then of course, I don't know. Anyway, transgender, transvestite, I'm not sure I even know what the difference is. And I don't say that to be offensive, but I'm sure someone will take offense. Anyway, so she, Ellen Page, now, I don't know these people. I mean, I watch movies. I've seen them both in movies. But I don't know them. I mean, I really don't. I guess I've seen more movies, or recall more movies that Chris Pratt has been in. Ellen Page, wasn't she in X-Men? Right? Anyway, I don't know these people. I really don't. They could be the most wonderful people on the planet, or the most horrible. What little I've seen of Chris Pratt, outside of the movies that he starred in, interviews, speeches, whatever, he seems to be an incredibly nice guy. I mean, I don't know him. I mean, he could be a monster for all I know. But he seems like he has a pretty good head on his shoulders. Seems like a good guy. And there are people that are coming to his defense. Like, I think Robert Downey Jr., for one, posted some kind of message about, Chris being a great guy, or, whatever. But again, I don't know these people, and the only reason I'm weighing in on this is just people keep misunderstanding some of the most basic elements of these stories. That they're missing the point. If the Bible says that homosexuality is a sin, and I believe indeed it does, then it's a sin. Simple enough. If a church says it's not, then they're not really following what the Bible is saying. And I wonder if they should be calling themselves a church in the first place. If if the Bible says it's a sin, then churches should also say it's a sin. But what nobody seems to get, and it blows my mind, is that there is a difference between love and acceptance. You see, in simplest terms, the church should say, sin, no. Sinner, yes. So in other words, you love the person. Doesn't mean you accept what they do. But you love them. Period. You don't boot them out. You don't say, get out. But you don't stand up in the front and say, okay, that this behavior is acceptable when the Bible says it's not acceptable. So maybe, I don't know what church he goes to. I don't care. Maybe his church is radically anti-gay or whatever. Or maybe it's just they say the Bible has stated in no uncertain terms that it's a sin. And if that's the case, then they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. And if Ellen Page doesn't like that, then, well, don't go to church. Or at least not with Chris Pratt. I mean, there is a difference between love and acceptance. As I've stated before, I love my children. That doesn't mean everything they do is right. That doesn't mean that, when they, do something they shouldn't be doing, then, I'm going to say, well, this is probably not the behavior you should be participating in. This isn't what you should be doing because I don't believe it's helpful or whatever. And give my opinion and go right on loving them. Because that's what it is all about. I think the problem is that most Christians, when they say the word gay, they say it like they're vomiting the word. Like it turns them inside out just to say the word. It's just a word. Calm down. Gay. Oop, I said it. You don't have to. When you say it like, he's gay, it's pretty obvious how you feel about things. You're making it pretty easy for others to, see your hatred. And remember, Christian, we shouldn't show our hatred. We shouldn't show it. Okay? Can we remember that? You see, most people on the outside looking in, they can't distinguish, a Christian saying, gay like it's, the most horrible. Can't even say the word. Oh, my word. People outside looking in can't really see they can't really distinguish between the, hate. I hate sin. I don't hate the sinner. Well, no, when you say it like, you're making it pretty obvious you hate it all. I mean, you're letting your actions and the way you say it express your feelings very clearly. And people that hear you speaking like that, they can't distinguish the whole, you still love the sinner. You certainly don't sound like it. Now again, let's not confuse love and acceptance. You can say, I love this person and I love that person, but it doesn't mean that you're saying that their actions are acceptable, that their sin is just fine and it's all good, because it's not. The whole point of turning to God is turning away from the sin. But most people, when they say it, most Christians, when they say it, they're making it very obvious how they feel. And I'll just be honest with you. Most people don't care. Most people don't care what you think about, their sexuality or whatever. And they're not going to until they feel that you love them. And then they might be inclined to listen to you. They might be interested in what you have to say. But you have to love them first. You don't come out, open the door and go out screaming how obscene these people are and how this is, you're bound for hell and, you're a disgusting swine, because, we're all disgusting swine. Being a Christian does not mean you stop sinning. It means you try. It means you spend the rest of your life struggling against it. It means every time you turn back toward it, you smack yourself, or get a good friend to do that for you. Smack yourself and turn back around and say, why am I so weak? God, give me strength to stay on the path you want me to be on. I'll leave you with this one final thought on it. Maybe it will engender a little empathy or a little compassion. You're straight, let's say straight Christian man. Think back to when you decided to be straight. Think about it. How old were you when you sat down and started thinking, am I going to like guys or am I going to like girls? I mean, sure, the obvious choice would be girls, because that's the norm. That's the average. That's what most guys choose. But I don't know. I like my buddy Billy. Would I want to kiss him? Well, I don't know. Probably not. So I'll go. I'm going to pick straight. Alex, give me sexuality for 1,000. When did you make that choice? You don't remember? You think you might have always been that way? So why would you assume that gay people chose that? You didn't choose to be straight. Did they choose to be gay? Maybe that's just how they were born. You think maybe you could cut them a little slack then, and maybe just try to love them and everybody else, regardless? Final point. Born that way. Can we try to remember that we're all born sinners, all born sinners. We all we are human. We're human, and therefore we are sinners. that doesn't make sinning okay. That doesn't mean it's acceptable that we can, change the rules to suit ourselves. Somebody else made the rules. That would be God. He made the rules. And he says this is a sin. He says that's a sin. And if you want a relationship with him, you're supposed to turn away from those things. So whether it's homosexuality, or you tend to lie every once in a while, or maybe you've cheated a couple of times and maybe you get away with it and so you keep doing it, or maybe you've stolen something, or maybe, we're all sinners. We're all born as sinners. And we all need to turn away from that selfish, self-centered, self-serving, sinful self and turn to God. Everybody. Don't single out one group and call them sinners because, well, you're a sinner too. Try to develop some passion, or compassion, I should say. Try to love people. Let God worry about the rest. You just love them. That's it. Treat them with respect. Sure, there's people that do bad things. There's people that do good things. There's some that do a little of each. A lot of us. So, just try to focus on the love part, because that really that's the thing that matters. So, have a good day.